Okay. How's it going, everybody? My name's Infamous Isaac. I had to make sure that my mic wasn't muted. And, well, I'm here on Minecraft, right? But, as usual, I'm here to talk about a show I just recently watched, or a movie. And this show was a simple show that came out in 2004 called Samurai Champloo, right? And if I sound a little weird, or like congested or anything like that, it's because I'm sick right now. I don't know what's going on with me. Hopefully it's not it's not the big C. Hopefully it's not Optimus Prime variant. But we'll see what happens. So pray for me, pray for me. Ain't nobody praying for me. This is crazy. But yeah. So I'm here to talk about Samurai Champloo, and this show has been on my watch list for mad long, literally for dumb long. I think it goes about like as far back as 2017 that I've had this show on the watch list, and now it's 2022. As the time that I'm recording this is like the first still, so it might go up like the third. But I've had this in the catalog for mad long, and a reason that pushed me to watch it was that A, apparently it was gonna be off of Hulu in like the end of the year, and B, um, my friend started watching it as well, and he was like, "Yeah, this show, you have to watch it. It's fire." And C, also being the fact that New Job is a lo-fi artist who passed away in 2011, God rest his soul, worked on the soundtrack for it. And I really like his music, so I was excited. I was like, "Alright, bet I've heard good things about this show." It's about to end soon. I just finished a show I was watching. It was Seven Deadly Sins, and now I'm ready to go for it. And man, let me tell you, this show was something. Like, 2004 was a different time, bro, and it really shows. This show was amazing. It's that thing about like older shows for some reason, like the good ones, the really good ones, just being timeless. I don't get why. Like, to me, shows that are timeless don't even have to be like long running shows. Like, you don't have to be Naruto to be timeless. But shows like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, this show right here, um, what's the name of it? Ah, dang, I can't remember. Oh, Dragon Ball. You know, shows like that, like, and whatever show that you value, like, near and dear to your heart, it's timeless because you'll forever enjoy it. Like, you criticize it, you'll nitpick it, you'll find parts that you hate about it because you love it. And if you find a show that's truly perfect, then you found the one rare apple, the golden apple, the holy grail of shows. And that show, you need to treasure it forever, because man, it's rare. But this show right here is honestly, it's timeless. I can't say enough good about it. I don't even like. I don't want to go into the spoilers for it, because honestly, like, I don't. You guys should really check it out. I don't even want to talk about it because of how good it is. All I want to say is that the music, I had a feeling it was gonna be on point. Ujab Fat John, Shingo, or Shing 02, I think it's Shingo. All of them, everybody on the orchestration, or not orchestra, just the music in general. Like, it was just so good. I can't say enough about the music. There's a specific episode in the show, right? I'm not gonna talk about what happens in it, but all I'm gonna say is that episode 15 of the show gave me such an experience that I've never felt in like a show before, that I feel like only an old show could make me feel. Like, with new anime, you rarely see like scenes like that ever, and it's crazy because like I've never felt like that ever watching a scene in an anime like that. It was so beautiful. The music was so great. The It was such a dreamlike experience. It was fire. I cannot say anything better than that. It was just so good. Episode 15 is a standout. The last three episodes of the show as well are standouts. I think it's episode 10 or 11 also is a standout. Like, this show rarely has any misses. Now, I will say that it does have a miss, or at least like maybe one. maybe two. I don't remember what the second one would be, but the first one is definitely episode 23, or at least I think episode 20. No, 22. Episode 22. Episode 23 is a banger. I cannot. I'll talk about that later. Episode 22 is not. It's boring to me. Like my friend was like, yeah, honestly, skip it. It's not worth anything. Do not watch it. And I was like, huh, I wonder why. I watched it, I can see why. I didn't think it was garbage. I just didn't think it was entertaining. To me, it was really boring. But it was terrifying, though. I will say that. Like, it was good at building up the horror in that episode. It was interesting, but it wasn't my cup of tea, you know. The first episode's pretty good. Um, and just a bunch of other episodes, you know. Like, there's only really like one to two bad apples in this show, and I can't even tell you what the second one is. But I just remember like there was another episode that I wasn't like too fond of, and I was more indifference than it was like hatred or dislike or uh yeah, just those two. But this show, honestly, the main characters are fire. I have no complaints about any of the main characters because A, it fits for the time, and B, they all work so well together as the show progresses. It's awesome. The storylines for the show make sense. Sometimes, or actually, I don't even think like it got repetitive because I can't think of like an episode that's too like or at least like the main plot for it. There may be some scenes that are like, oh, they've done this before, but it makes sense because they're vagrants. But like to me, the episodes like episodic series like that I usually don't like because it feels like nothing is really happening, like any progress is being made. But this show, for it being episodic, it does have progress. I'm not gonna act like it doesn't. It definitely does. And the ones that have the most progress, I love the most because they really affect the characters on like a fundamental level. And then you have characters coming back too, like, oh man, there's a detective in this show that comes back. He's fire. Monzo, the police officer, I guess. I don't remember his full title, but the fact that his catchphrase is always "for Pete's sake" every time he showed up, it was awesome. And the jokes, like the show was funny. This show was honestly hilarious. I think my favorite episode might have to be episode 23 because it's a wholesome redacted episode because I don't want to spoil what it is, but it's awesome. Episode 23 is amazing. Then you have the episode with the Purple Haze. That episode for a long time was like my favorite like comedic episode. It was so funny. Like the show has its jokes. I'm not gonna act like I didn't laugh at the jokes in the show. They were hilarious at points. But then you also have the story, you know, like the story does not slouch either. It makes sure like most of the time it shows and it doesn't tell, but when it tells, I don't have a problem with it. You know, like because laying out your cards in front of the table, like on episode 4 or 15 or something like that, when there's a 26 episode show, like it's like okay, but well, where's the mystery about these people? You know, we don't know much about them. What's the rest of it? We have the goal, but like okay, now it's just the goal. We don't know anything else, and I'm glad that they didn't do that. Like they didn't reveal everything all at once. You know, like a show that does that, like kind of does that, or not really does that. It's like One Piece. It slowly reveals like the what's inevitably going to be the flashback, right? Like it reveals characters, actions, consequences because of those actions, and then at the end we get the flashback at the end of the arc, or mainly, mostly. So you know, when shows do that, like I really appreciate it because it's not spelling it out for us. It's letting us get bits and pieces of it until our interest gets us peaked and we find out the whole ugly truth. And this show did that. You know, I can't be more appreciative of it. Um, the animation it was made in 2004, so some of it can look like a little like not I guess not jaded but faded. Like some of it looks like drowned out, sometimes colorless, but not. And it's not a bad thing either, right? Because the backgrounds for this show are amazing. I can't stress that enough. Like the colors, like they're browns, a bunch of browns, but then the main characters have red, blue, and pinks. They stand out a lot more. And then the characters for that episode have colors themselves, like that make them stand out. Unless if it's for their personality, which means that they don't stand out for that reason. Like the backgrounds for the show do so much, and it's not even like I think that the drab colors are bad. For what's going on in the show and the time period that it's in, I think it's great. Like I can't talk or there's so much I can talk about this show, but I don't want to spoil it. Like I'm trying my hardest to refrain from spoiling. So I'm just gonna keep going. It's gonna be a shorter one, like less than 30 minutes, less than 20 probably. But I want to keep it like that. I want people to watch this show because this show I've missed out on it for so long. But man, am I glad that I finally watched it. It was an experience. I can't stress enough. Episode 15 really it really changed me. Yo, it was beautiful. And like not even like oh, I feel like I feel like my neurons are activating. I'm using 99.66% of my brain right now. But like it was just so beautiful. Man, like I can't I can't talk about it enough. This show was awesome. And so, honestly, if I had to give it anything, I would give it a 9. Like, at its best, it's a 9. Well, actually, not at its best, it's a 9.5. At its worst, it's an 8 to like a 7.5. Like, man, this show was greatness, yeah. I can't recommend it enough. Y'all gotta watch it. Gee, y'all really gotta watch it. Samurai Champloo will go down in like the history books for me as being a crazy, crazy good anime to watch if you're getting into anime. Like, it's a slow burner. I definitely say that for sure. But is the fire fun to watch when it's slowly burning, bro? It's so good, so good. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna call it there for now. I'm not gonna talk about the spoilers. I'm trying my best to refrain from it. I'm also still sick, so I'm trying to finish as well. But yeah, Samurai Champloo, it left me with a lot. I wish I could have finished it before the end of the year, so I could have like uploaded it today, like as in like the first where I'm recording it. But like we can't always get what we want, so I'm just glad that I finished it general and I didn't leave it to collect dust. Cause man, this show was greatness. This show was so fire. I've said that so much this entire video, but I can't stress it enough. I mean it. Like I literally mean it. But yeah, Samurai Champloo, great show. Recommend it if you watch it. If you can watch it anywhere, I definitely say watch it. And if you leave anything with this video, just look up the soundtrack for this show. It oh man, just look up the soundtrack for this show. I'll put a comment at the bottom of the video, or in the video, and for you guys to see a song that really like just impacted me so much, and hopefully you guys give it a listen, cause man, it's crazy. But yeah, this is gonna be it for me for now. Infamous Isaac. I'll check y'all out. Hope you guys have a great or had a great New Year's. I didn't get to say it in my last video, but hope you guys had a great New Year's, whether it's with your family, friends, by yourself, your dog, your pets, anybody, with God, anybody. And hope you guys have your heads held high for the next year. 2022 is gonna be as good as you make it to be. You can only do so well if you believe you can. But yeah, I'll check y'all out. Peace.